$95,323.12. That's the exact value of my investment portfolio right now. 6 years ago, I started my first full-time job as an elementary school soccer coach. I didn't know what a 403b was. I didn't know what a Roth IRA was. And I definitely did not know how wealthy people invested their money. Today, I'm less than 5,000 away from reaching a six-figure portfolio. In this video, I am revealing all four of my investment accounts, every fund I own, how much I have invested, my returns, and the lessons I have learned on my journey from $0 to almost 100,000 invested. So stick around because I will show you exactly where every dollar is invested. Hello. Welcome back to Invest with Intention YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. I'm on a mission to turn 13,000 into 50,000 by investing into ETFs, index funds, and high conviction stocks while documenting the entire journey publicly. Not a lot of YouTubers do this, but I am showing you my real portfolio, okay, to motivate you to know that you can do this. A huge thank you to all my 90 subscribers. I truly appreciate every single one of you. If you are enjoying this portfolio updates, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you can follow my journey to the 100,000 milestone and help this channel reach 100 subscribers. And as always, this is not a financial advice. I'm simply sharing my personal investing journey in hopes of motivating others who are building wealth one paycheck at a time. Now, let's jump into my portfolio. Okay, as you can see already here, this is my brokerage account. Okay, so when I got my first full-time job, I enrolled in my employer 403b plan. Okay, at the time I honestly had no clue what I was doing. I was contributing enough to get the 3% employer match, but I didn't really understand that I was essentially getting a 100% return on that money immediately. I just knew money was disappearing from my paycheck. In fact, during my second year, I actually stopped contributing because I didn't understand why I needed to lock my money away for decades. Meanwhile, I had over 10,000 sitting in a Chase checking account doing absolutely nothing. No high yield savings account. Okay, I don't even know what high yield savings account was. No brokerage account, no Roth IRA, nothing. That's 6 years ago. Then in September of 2022, something changed. I started asking a simple question: how do wealthy people grow their money? That question led me down a rabbit hole of YouTube videos and a lot of Googling. Okay, and then that led me to opening my first Roth IRA. I opened a brokerage account the same time, transferred a few $1,000 from my checking account, and bought my very first investment, which is right here, FXAIX. Okay, the Fidelity 500 Index Fund. Looking back now, that decision completely changed my financial future. Okay, so enough talking. Let's get into the numbers. So as of today, my total portfolio is sitting across all my accounts is sitting at $95,323.12. Okay, um, and I'm going to break down all four accounts and exactly what I own and how much is in each account. Okay, so the first one is my brokerage, and we are in here right now. And as you can see, I have some individual stocks, but I'm not really going to talk about those because those are a little amount of my percentage of my portfolio. Like Amazon is only 2 shares, right? ARIC is 124 shares, but I've invested $373 into this. It's one of my highest conviction individual stocks. Okay, so I'm not really going to talk about those, but I'm going to talk about my five main funds because I own them across all my three of my accounts. Okay, FSELX is the Fidelity Select Semiconductor fund. Okay, actually I'm going to watch this one. This is my brokerage account, and I'm going to show you I own it in my Roth IRA, which was the first place I started buying that I actually bought this, started this position, let me see, in February 2025. Okay, that was the first time I started buying this, and I love this fund. I started buying this in my brokerage account last year. Okay, and it's doing really well so far in the last year and like half. It has returned 63%. Okay, or $2,252 to me. Okay, this is amazing. And then the next one is Fidelity MSCI Information Technology, another great fund that I started investing in. Let me see. So I'm doing this so you can see that this is actually my real portfolio. This one also I started it back in January 2025. Okay, and FXAIX, this one I actually started in 2022, as you can see here, right? It was, I think, the first fund I bought. That was my first fund I bought when I started investing on my own. Okay, and then I have Brab individual hymns, JPQ, right? And the other funds, two funds I started, or ETFs I started investing in, is SCHD, which I started. Let me see, when was that? I started in 2024, but with just one share, and I don't think I've invested much until 2025, as you can see. Okay, and I started also buying, let me see, SCHG. When was this? I started buying this in 2025. Okay, and actually the crazy part is SCHG is now my largest holding. Okay, as you can see here, it's sitting at 20 almost 21%. Okay, followed by FTech, which is 18% of my entire portfolio, and then FSELX, and then at 15.81, and then FXAIX at 15.11%, and SCHD at 11.56%. Okay, so that's my holding in here. And as you can see down here, the total invested so far is in my brokerage is $36,788.24. Okay, or the return is 27.31%, or $7,764.20. Okay, that's the total return in my brokerage account. So hold on to this number, you can write it down and do the calculation and see how much I actually have. So now let's go into my Roth. This is my Roth IRA. I have a lot of similar holdings in here, but the individual stocks are definitely different. I have some Amazon here. I have FSELX, like I spoke about, is 50 shares over here, as you can see, and I'm averaging $23, but it's sitting at $73. It's been one of probably my best performing fund I have ever invested in. Okay, it's the Fidelity Select Semiconductors. Okay, it has returned 215% for me. Okay, or $2,555, and I've only invested $1,186. Okay, and as you can see, I've started buying this in 2022, like I said before. Okay, it was also one of the first funds I started buying, but I was discouraged because of the expense ratio, which is sitting around 60 something percent. Okay, um 0.60 something percent, and I was discouraged because of that. Okay, so as you can see, I also have FTech in here, which I started this year, right? Last year, November 2025. Okay, and I started buying SCHD. When was this? Let's see, probably in 2024. Okay, October 2024, that's when I started buying SCHD. And I believe this around the same time I started buying March 2025. Actually, last year started investing into SCHG in this account. So those are my core holdings again over here. So now we are going to move over to my traditional IRA. This one is from my this is actually from my first employer, my first full-time employer. back in 2022 when I didn't really know what I was doing and even stopped contributing to this. But when I left my employer in 2022, I didn't move the money until 2024, where I moved it to my traditional IRA to direct it myself. So I tried that one. I was like, I'm not gonna buy a lot of funds. I'm gonna concentrate it on growth and balance between the S&P 500 and like some tech ETF and some a little dividend stocks, okay, funds. And that's what I did. And so I own FTech, as you can see here, and FXAIX and SCHD and SCHG, just 10 shares. So you can see here I actually transferred the fund here on October 15, 2024, and it's doing amazing. Look at that. I'm up. This is my total invested, $10,896.72, and the return since 2024, October 2024, less than 2 years ago, is 40%, almost 41%, or $3,165.54. Okay, now let's go to my current employer. This is my current employer 403B. Okay, as you can see here, my total invested is $29,990.81 as of June 1st, 2026. Okay, so this is return. This is currently this month actually. Okay, if you add all these numbers together, you see that I have what's it called? I have invested $95,323.12. Okay. So today I am extremely grateful that I started contributing, because every dollar invested back then has had years to compound. Okay, and even now continue to compound. So as I look at this portfolio, there are three lessons that stand out. Okay, number one, consistency beats timing. I've never been able to perfectly time the market, but consistently investing every month has worked incredibly well. Number two, the first few years are the hardest. Honestly, years 1 through 4 felt painfully slow, and if you are investing right now, you can attest to that, right? I felt like nothing. It felt like nothing was happening. But once your portfolio starts growing and market gains begin stacking on top of your contributions, things start moving much faster. Actually, when I started this year, 2026, in January, my portfolio was sitting at 71,000, and I was contributing. I wasn't trying to time the market. I was investing the money, right? And look at that. Between January to June, between 71 to 95,000. That's amazing. This is not only gains, this is also me contributing money to my account, right? And that's how I got over here. Okay, so it's actually really painful. So the first 100, like everyone says, it's really hard, but once the compound kicks in, it feels so amazing. And right now, I'm not going to lie, I feel very good. I'm so happy, right? I'm actually starting to feel compounding effects. Okay, so and the third one, number three, start before you feel ready. Okay, I didn't know everything about investing when I started. I wasn't an expert. I just started, and that decision has made all the difference. Okay, so there it is, my real portfolio, $95,323.12. Okay, invested across all four of my accounts. And now the next major milestone is officially in sight, 100,000. We are less than 5,000 away. Hopefully, the market keeps doing well. If you've been following the journey, thank you for all the support. Drop a comment below and let me know what your current investing goal is. If you enjoy this portfolio reveal, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It costs you nothing. It helps the channel grow so you can follow the journey to 100,000 and beyond. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe.